Hi everyone, DJ here. Welcome to Selena City and Lake Worlds Part 167. Overlap part of Selena City, or should I say pretty much in Selena City 2, I've shown was the 300 Haunted House Showcat builds and the Monster Garden. If you guys didn't check out the last part of Selena City, may go check that part before this one. But today we have some Showcat builds that pretty much mostly all of them returning actually, especially the one that's pretty much coming back from Best of the Worst Showcat builds. And pretty much this, two of them are pretty much the haunted, not really like the haunted house Showcat builds because I pretty much just shown them. But most of all, these two have been shown for mostly like the past 4 years, and they're one of the most like class ones. So you already know what those two are. The third one is pretty much a 1950 Showcat build, which is pretty much one of the Showcat builds I have shown before, but hasn't been shown in pretty much a probably like maybe like a long time or probably a while. And the fourth one is pretty much shown from mostly Best of the Worst Showcat builds in Lake Worlds. So I can't wait to show all those Showcat builds in today's, or should I say in today's Selena City. So I'll wait no time as always. Let's get into this. Yeah, I can't believe Selena City 2 has been here for literally like about what, a month or two. Like this world has gotten so much bigger now since it got here, and pretty much is mostly like the 4 Showcat builds. But I'm glad Selena City has a new world, by the way, because I know Selena City, like mostly like the world itself, like the old world now has been here since like 2022, and it finally pretty much ended since late this year of 2025, because this was a long road showing of most of those Showcat builds, like a lot of Showcat builds, a lot of vehicles, a lot of roads. It's just that road one is just like took me like 2 years to finish, and I know that hasn't been on my mind like at all, but I feel like it's coming back to me now as I'm saying this. But it just pretty much how it is. It really is. Yeah, but I can't believe mostly how many Showcat builds I've shown by now. By the way, most like 4 years. All right, so it should be all the way around down here. Yep, there's the 1950s dance hall, the chemistry laboratory, the 1950s garage, the Samurai X cave, the pufferfish, the bed of keep. Gonna be a while to pretty much get over here. I should have actually taken a vehicle with me, by the way. I don't know why I didn't take the vehicle with me. I think over around next part of Selena City, I'll probably take a vehicle with me when these Showcat builds get like very longer. So these are pretty much the last part of Selena City. Then here we go. So let's go ahead and pretty much start off the first Showcat build of today, which is one of the most classic Halloween Showcat builds I've been showing for 4 years and still getting shown by this day, and that is the Monster Chapel. Now, as I talk about this Showcat build is pretty much kind of like a church Showcat build, which is pretty much interesting. I don't know why it's like that. It should be called actually I guess you say a monster funeral, if that's a thing. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing in real life, but I guess we're just gonna call it like that when we see the Showcat build again. The monster funeral, and then most of all, I think there's supposed to be like graveyards right here. Yeah, most like a graveyard right here, which is pretty much very interesting. There's really not too much of this Showcat build. I mean, it is a cool Showcat build, but it's not really too much as I remember showing it. I mean, like I said, I've been showing the Showcat build for 4 years, by the way, and that was like around season 4 of Showcat builds. And I'm just gonna pretty much say this: this Showcat build has always a memory to me, by the way, because it's one of the most classic Showcat builds of season 4. Period started almost around Halloween, and it's one of the most very interesting Showcat builds I ever shown from like the Halloween Showcat builds. So that's very interesting. But it's good to pretty much see it again in 2025. So Monster Chapel, welcome to Selena City 2. Alright, the next one is the Monster Graveyard, which is one of the most Showcat builds I don't need to give an example of. I mean, it is just a graveyard, so which is pretty much very interesting. But you have is the Bat Monster right here, where I did an OC about 2 weeks ago. Then you have is pretty much the the Ghost? Yeah, the Ghost Train Carriage. So the Ghost Train Carriage is pretty much a cool vehicle. I'm not gonna ride on it because most of all I have rode this vehicle before, and it's one of the most like classic vehicles I ever like mostly ride on. And what should I say about this vehicle? It's a cool vehicle. I mean, like the vehicle itself is pretty much nice. I don't really like how if you have bat wings. I most of all I thought this vehicle mostly like fly because you can pretty much see like the bat wings on there. And what's so kind of disappointing is that I wish this vehicle can pretty much fly. Like it should have made like a flying vehicle. Like that would have been very something to see because I would love to see this ghost train like carry fly. I mean, we have a ghost train in Lily and Lego Worlds of the DLC Monster Town that can literally fly, and also a pirate ship, by the way, in Monster Town DLC. How in the world you gonna have a vehicle that does not really have fly, will have bat wings? Like that's so disappointing. But it's a cool vehicle though. But the Shokai build itself is pretty much a classic one. I've talked about this a lot of times before, around mostly 4 years now. And it's good to pretty much see it again in 2025. So, Monster Graveyard, welcome to Selena City 2. Alright, the next one is a returning Shokai build that I haven't shown in mostly like, pretty much like a long time actually. And that is the 1950s diner. Now, this Shokai build is a classic. I mean, most of all, you do have a jukebox inside right here, which we're going to go inside right now. And this plays this really good, loud music. So you have right here is most of all the different foods. I pretty much you have as a burger, and I'm pretty sure right in the left you have his pancakes. Then you have his ketchup and mustard right there with burgers and pancakes. Interesting. Yeah, mostly like the let me see. That's the rock and yeah, mostly like the pictures. That's the rock and roll one, and that one's the diner star picture. Then we have mostly like little tables. We have like a soda dispenser. We have a is that a coffee maker? If I remember what it was called. No, a coffee machine. Okay. It pretty much, I think the same thing is right. So coffee maker, a coffee machine. Then if you go up here, I remember there's supposed to be like a training, like a little bit like a gym room somewhere right here. Let's see. Yeah, there's like a kind of like a gym area, which is pretty much interesting, and also a wrestling area too. One thing that's so weird about this Shokai build is that this is pretty much has like we're in a diner that has wrestling and also has a music studio, which is something. I mean, I don't know why to be a wrestling at a gym area pretty much in a diner, which just doesn't make no sense. Also, I want to know why there's a hole in the wall. Like, there's like just out of the blue. Like I have seen this before a lot of times. I don't really talk about it, but like now seeing it again, it's just so weird to me. Like I don't know why they don't fix that up. And then if we go up here for one more time, there is a yep, Leah Music Studio, which is pretty much just out of the blue. So that is pretty much cool. This Shokai build is such a like Leah classic like 1950s Shokai build. It's like a part of the others because if y'all want to know, there was a 1950s series of showing the Shokai builds. Literally. I think it lasted like season 1 to season 2, so about 2021. So there was a lot of Shokai builds around that year of 2021. And this Shokai build was mostly a classic. I'm really glad to show this Shokai build pretty much again, or pretty much for, I guess you could say a long time, pretty much now in 2025. But yeah, good to see it again pretty much in 2025. So 1950s Diner, welcome to Selena City 2. Alright. And the last one we have for today is the robot cage, which some reason kind of messed up for some reason. I don't know why Lego World does this sometimes, because you know how you pretty much like, you know, save data and pretty much you get out the game? Well, imagine if the save data accidentally didn't, well, sort of save, but also messed the Shokai build up. And this happened a little bit a lot of times, by the way. Pretty much happened to most like some of the Shokai builds. I'm not going to give like mostly all of them, but it happened to most like the Colony Shokai build, one of the Ninjago City Q Shokai build, and now the Roman camp, which some reason I don't know how that happened, by the way. Like I don't really just like go ahead and go too fast and pretty much just like click the most like the save and continue, or pretty much save like most of the exit world. I pretty much just go ahead and pretty much just put save continue, click out of the game, and just literally just like that's it. Like I don't know how that even happened, by the way. I don't know, but I have been showing the Shokai build since late about most like, I guess you could say most like a month now actually. And most of all, this is one of the most like classic Shokai builds well, not really classic, sorry. This is one of the most like newest Shokai builds I've ever shown since most of this year of 2025. And this is the second time ever that this Shokai build ever getting shown. So it's good to pretty much see it pretty much again in 2025. So Robot Cage, welcome to Selena City 2. Alright, well everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and end off right here. If y'all enjoyed, you already know what to do. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.